Hello, Tropico. It's El Presidente. I'm back from my short hiatus. I realize all of you have been wondering where I've been, but that's another question for another time. It's time to do Mission 3. I was really hoping to never ever do this mission, but gotta do it. It's not a speed run if I don't do all the missions, right? So anyway, I remember back in 2015 when I first started doing this mission, and even though even though this mission is long, it taught me a very important thing that really affected the rest of the way that speedrunning Tropico 4, how to do it properly, and that's the fact that actually tourism is actually pretty good. Um, yeah, tourism is better than it sounds. I think for most people, you go do tourism and you go do some things and then you generate no money, and yeah, that's to be expected. Um, Shit, is this even my? Wait, this is my personal best run? I don't remember doing any of this. I filmed this about a week ago, and I don't remember doing any of these tactics, but whatever. So, I think probably back when I was doing this seriously, back in like 2015 maybe. Man, it's been a long time. It took me a while to get this mission down. And I think my previous record was, or around that time, was like just under 25 minutes. But then, a week ago, I decided to come back and sort of visit, redo it. Actually, I've been redoing a lot of the missions every time. Every time before that time of year where I post a mission, I decide, hey, maybe I should go over the missions again to make sure that I had the lowest amount of time possible. And this time around, I was a lot more serious than I was last time. And so I managed to shave off about a whole minute this time around. The key to success is build a whole bunch of little statues to help increase the beauty. I think that helps. Reality is I have no idea because Tropico doesn't give you enough information. I blame Juanito. I always liked not Juanito. Penultimo. That's it. Penultimo. Me and Juanito are actually best buds. Oh, I can't believe I messed that up. Me and Juanito are best buds. I love Tropico 3. It's my first introduction into the Tropico series. So there's that. And then what else? I completely forgot to check whether or not my audio is actually going to sound okay. So if anything sounds bad, I'm going to be really pissed that I spent 24 goddamn minutes talking this whole time and then realizing it's not recording or just whatever. But anyway, I guess if you were listening to this, then you know what the answer was. So, anyway, so now we get our big troll. I should actually talk about the mission. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. It's only been like 3 minutes. So this mission sucks. Why does it suck? I actually looked into the Lua scripts. That's right. I had to do some like voodoo shit to find out like why does this mission suck so hard, and it's because the scripts for the events that would cause you to like win the mission, all of them have like these weird things like this mission becomes available in 6 months time from the previous from your previous mission. So the first few little submission, or I'll call them the submissions, your little goals. So the goal of this mission is to get those 1 million followers, like it shows in the bottom right. So there's probably smaller ways. I think there's a small way where like, oh, you have like a TV station or something like that. If you have more journalists, you'll get more followers per year. But because of the way this game mode works, it's not a good strategy. It just doesn't work. Like there's no way. You get missions over time that will give you like tons of followers. So you have to doing those missions are more important than just trying to get journalists to get the followers that you need. So that's that. So that's what our win condition is just do all the missions. What else? So that first little thing where we have to get 30, that first little submission, getting 30 tourists, how fast you get that little thing, how fast you complete that submission really determines whether or not you're going to have a good run, because that's the only thing that can really affect the speed of, or how fast you complete the mission, because everything else is on, the rest of this mission is essentially on rails, because like I said, all the submissions for this that would give you for followers, uh, all pop up after a certain amount of months. So you have to wait for those missions to complete this mission. To complete, wait for those submissions to make. To, God, why is this so hard? Ugh, man, how much longer is this? Oh my God, it's only been 5 minutes. I think I'm gonna faint. All right, so that's it. We have to get a whole bunch of followers. So this is like a tourism, or the reason I had to do tourism route is because most of the missions, or most of the submissions involve getting followers through having stuff related to tourism. So, for example, you have to get 30 tourists on the island before you can even start getting the real submissions. And then there are submissions that give you like 250,000 followers. Like for example, the luxury liner. You need to build that to get 250,000 followers later on. And unfortunately, I'm wasting my man. I could have had only under 2330 if I didn't rush or if I didn't take so long building things. But all right, because this mission is relatively long, you do have to be a little concerned with elections. So you do have to do things like build tenements and stuff. In terms of construction workers, I try to quick build everything, but ministry is just one of those things where it's like I only build it so that way I can maybe get foreign relationships with the U.S. or Russia, so that way I can get reduced building costs to things related to the airport, which I think I'm gonna build. Yeah, I do build the airport, although I don't know why. I don't think it affects that. I don't think it has a really great effect on this mission, just because of the fact that I don't think it involves anything. In fact, I don't even need to build an airport. I just do it because I can. What else? So yeah, we're just waiting. I'm sorry if this is boring to you, but that's what this mission is. This mission is unfortunately one of, I'm gonna say, about maybe 3 missions so far I've countered that have been atrocious. A lot of the missions that I've done after this were kind of bad, just because they took maybe around like 15 to 20 minutes, and there was not much you could do to like fix things. Because I remember one of the missions. I think it's the mission after this.
What is it now?
Don't quite remember. I think it's the mission after this where it's like you have to export like 1,000 pounds of coffee or something like that, and unfortunately that means that you have to wait. Well, there are things you can do to help speed things up, but there's not much you can do really. There's like small things that are like, oh well, maybe this does something like build the building the cannery. I think it's called the cannery near the dock, so that way it exports faster. And then try to get high school students in there, fire your palace guards, so that way hopefully they'll go and become like factory workers, that sort of stuff. So there's not much to do. So yeah, that's the next mission. Although thankfully, I think before my previous record was maybe like 20 minutes, so now I managed to get it down to around 16. So, and a lot of other missions were like I said, between 15 to 20 minutes, and I managed to net them down to like maybe around 12 minutes. So there has been progress. Progress has been made. Just not on this mission because it's impossible. I would have to edit the Lewis scripts, and that's a bit more complicated to do because it's like, yeah, I have to extract them, then I have to figure out which mission is which. Yeah, that's another thing, because like what the scripts are called are not related to what the missions are called, so you have to figure that out. And then the Lewis scripts are like some of the most cryptic shit I've ever seen. It's crazy. So there, my U.S. development plan. I'm getting the oh yeah, also you have to for one of the missions, one of the submissions, you have to get, I think it's only $100,000 in your Swiss bank account. So I like to activate so I also need the building. I need the building permit thing to get double money. On top of that, I forget there's another thing I take, but I don't remember what it is. It's one of the perks that gives like bonus money to your Swiss bank account from building permits. So I have that. I don't quite remember. And I also get the humanitarian aid thing because it's free. And you can see there, Story of Creation took 4 victims last year. Oops, I guess I should have built that quicker. The only thing to really do at this point is you see me building certain things, but it's really just like me building up a tourist economy. Unfortunately, you really have to play this mission the regular way, because that's just about it. There's not much else you can do. That's why this mission sucks, is there's just nothing to do. It's just waiting. It's like I'm adjusting the rent on certain things to hopefully get the best prices on people, but that's it. What else is interesting to say? And I forget. I had topics and then I just whiffed it. So I have to build an electricity thing because I think I have to build something that uses electricity. I think it's like the ship rent. No, it's a roller coaster. This is I need to get the roller coaster at some point. So I need electricity. So normally I would use a power plant, but the problem is the fact that it's just too slow to get, because I think only women for some reason can work at the power plant. So and then there's other things too. Oh yeah, so there at the bottom right, I didn't notice that earlier. I don't bother getting things like that. Oh, do I? Oh yeah, okay, that's where I get them. I thought that the submissions came to you automatically, but I guess not. Uh oh, what's this? Tornado. Oh, so this is like the worst thing you can get. Tornadoes are just the absolute worst, unfortunately, because it's like you have to like sit and watch it, and then there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's like you can't fire torpedoes at tornadoes to stop it. And it takes the longest amount of time too. So it's like tsunamis are probably like hitting any like natural disasters like just terrible because it makes you waste time. But tsunamis and even earthquakes are just like better than tornadoes. If you get hit by a tornado, then it's just like, oh, someone kill me. Not the tornado, obviously, but I mean, I hope you know what I mean. So I'm also building garbage stations right now because I need to get environmental happiness up, which is also why I have the green thumb perk for this mission, because it helps get rid of the what's it called, there's a skill trait, I forget what it's called. I don't know if it's like the background or something. There's this thing called developer, and that gets me, oh, it's better to accept the fine there, that pay 20,000. If you don't pay the 20,000, you actually get more. You actually get like a ton of followers. The benefit of paying the 20,000 is that your exports don't go down, but minus 20% with, or whatever that was. But it doesn't matter that much. Minus 20% with foreign relations is like nothing. So it doesn't matter, and we accept it. And what ends up happening is in maybe a couple of minutes, we'll end up getting like a bunch of followers because we didn't pay the 20,000. So it's more worthwhile to like just not paying, just to accept it and not pay it. What else? So there we can see the environmental happiness. I also forgot, I mentioned that we had to build the ship, the roller coaster earlier, but then there's also the TV station we have to build too. And like, and I get the earthquake. Okay. And by the way, this isn't live if you couldn't tell. But anyway, what else? So that's it, we're just waiting. And I have to build a whole bunch of stuff in order to get that 100k for the Swish bank account. So, which is why you really have to play this game. You have to play this map like you would normally play a regular game of Tropico. Which kind of sucks. So, and then on top of that, what else? It's like, I think... Man, there's not much more to say. How deep are we into this? Almost 14 minutes. Jeez. A long time. We got, what, 10 minutes more? Man, I don't even know what to say. Oh, I was going to mention earlier, I'm glad I mentioned earlier that, like, I was glad, like, this mission, even though it sucks and takes forever, is just the fact that, like, because I ran into it early, I learned how, actually, I probably already said this, I learned that, like, tourism is the way to go when it comes to speedrunning. And then one of the benefits of getting the TV station also is that you get to issue the tourism statute. And then I also forgot that you have to get police station. You have to get crime level down. So this is one of the more frustrating ones. But it doesn't matter that much that if we do it or not. Because I don't know if you have to complete them. I have to double check the scripts. Because I don't know if you have to complete the scripts or... Like, all the submissions, I don't know if you have to complete certain submissions beforehand before you get the other certain submissions. Like, for example, I don't know if you have to do, like, build the luxury liner before you can do the one that involves the roller coaster, for example. I think they're all just on a time limit, which kind of sucks. But mostly, the main reason why it sucks is just the fact that you get, like, a whole bunch of missions, like, right as the end, like, right before this mission ends. It's like, you get, like, a whole bunch of missions that, like, just give you free followers for no reason. Like, for example, like, the one I was talking about, when I was just talking about the roller coaster one, for example, is a big one, because it's just like, oh, you just need electricity to build a roller coaster and nothing else. Whereas these ones here, thankfully they're earlier on in the mission, but I mean, they're still annoying because you just have to sit there and wait for crime safety to improve, and there's nothing you can do. So there we got the airport. I think the only real reason I built this is because of the benefit from the Swish bank account funds, because you really need that. So that's it. It's just, you gotta just, there's a whole bunch of missions and you just gotta sit there and wait for it to be done and do the things as they come along. And then hope that you get RNG money, you know, because I think there are times when you can do this and it's like you don't get like a whole bunch of money, so you have to sit there and wait. And then there are times, like, there's certain small things you have to do to micromanage. And then I'm trying to think here. You also have to build a luxury mansion. Man, dumb. I think actually you have to actually manually build it, or not manually build it, but I mean, the one I just built, I'm gonna tell everyone to stop. Tell my construction workers to not bother, you know, constructing it, because I think it's Richard Nixon, or is it Nick Richardson? I don't remember. Remember, he's not a crook. He wants to build a luxury mansion for some reason. I don't understand why, but whatever. And then we also get the benefit of having the building permit. So, man, god damn. It feels like it's been a whole year since I started this recording. Ugh. I don't know what else to explain to you, because, I mean, this mission's pretty straightforward. You just have to build things in a certain amount of time. Next mission will hopefully be a bit more entertaining. Actually, I don't think it's the next one. I think the fifth mission is actually pretty entertaining, because there's actually RNG involved, where it's like, there we go, build a luxury liner, and I already did it like 20 minutes ago, and now I have to wait for a roller coaster. I have to wait for the roller coaster. And there's a whole bunch of other things that I mentioned earlier that, like, you just get like free follower, like a ton. Like, I'm talking like 50 to 100,000 for no reason later on in this mission. Right towards the end, when you're already done all these other missions, you just get like a whole bunch of free followers. So it's really frustrating. And I'll just go see. Oh, and I get the oil thing, and it's right next to my luxury liner. Wow. Okay. The good news is that that it does absolutely nothing. I don't even understand, like, the downside to it too. It's like, oh, you have to lose $300 a month. Like, that's nothing. Like, if that happened early game, that would be like horrific, I guess. Oh, and then there's hyperinflation, and that's like, use print money to get like a bunch of followers. But print money sucks. It really does, because it's like you get $20,000, but it increases the price of everything by like 20%. So like, it makes no sense to get it. In the past, I would probably get it, just so that way. But then, like, I learned like newer things, like, oh, don't pay that $20,000 to whatever that bitch's name is, so that way you get like 50,000 followers instead, and then that sort of replaces having to do hyperinflation. Ugh. If you're still watching this, like, what's wrong with you? Let's be real here. I mean, you know, you're watching a speed run that takes 24 minutes, and there's very little that can be done about it. Yeah. And then here comes the election, so I had to build a whole bunch of things, or tenements anyway, to get satisfaction up, so that way people don't just like be like all for the other dude. And then I just got to issue a few edicts, like Hola Presidente and National Tropico Day. Get some more houses in there. Some of you may be choosing why use the second option. You can make, for the first option, you can make a speech on top of your, when you do the elections, but it's such a waste of time, and because you just have to do extra stuff. And typically, if you can get away with like using a tax cut, that's like plenty. Like you don't have to do anything if you do a tax cut, or if you issue edicts that you weren't planning on, didn't use before, like Hola Presidente, National Tropico Day, and other things like that, then you really don't have to worry too much, because that gives you like an instant boost in popularity. Like I issued 2 edicts, and I got like, and now I'm definitely gonna win the election. You know, it's crazy. Little do the people of Tropical know that I'm using them to speedrun missions. I don't know where I was gonna go with that, but anyway. Am I gonna click it? Don't click it. I think I do click it at some point, but oh, now I ruined the surprise. Anyway, because like I said, still point. You don't need hyperinflation in this mission. I used to do it in the past, not necessarily anymore. Increase overall happiness, and that will do absolutely nothing. Oh, I can't believe I did that. I didn't know I did that. Wow. Wow. Oh, I kind of screwed myself there. Shit. Wow. I'm surprised. This is I did this a week ago. And I did that? Okay, thankfully I got the police thing. And thankfully I won the election. Oh, that was another thing too. That's also why I built a whole bunch of hotels and get a couple of attractions in there. So that's like I said, everything. This game's so fun to speedrun because it's like, oh, I just have to build this building and then I wait for the next objective, and then I've already done the next 20 objectives because of tourism. So there, that option was for, oh, I can cheat the elections, but I'm pretty sure I don't need to cheat the elections anymore. The other thing you may have noticed is that I finished the Swish bank account thing where I got the 100K. And I decided to, for some reason, to not turn it off, because you can turn it off. So that's interesting. So now we're just waiting. How much longer? Oh, thank God. We're almost done. So if my commentary has been boring, I'm sorry. This mission is 24 minutes long. I was bored while I was doing this, and I'm even twice as bored now that I have to commentate it, because there's just nothing to say. And I realized that there's not much to commentate about. Oh, there's a rebel attack? Oh shit, I don't remember this. This is news to me. You think I would have remembered? It was only a week ago. I guess I shouldn't put a police station by the beach. Cops don't like suntan, apparently. Or they don't like tanning or whatever. So it's funny. At least they're not attacking the palace, because if they attack the palace, and if they win, then that means you automatically lose, and that meant I would have lost all these missions. Oh, somehow I got wounded in the fight too. Man, I'm getting my ass kicked. Also, you may notice that on the bottom left there, I have like 75k, and I haven't even spent a single cent in a while. Jeez, that's how terrible this mission is. Like, you just gotta build a whole, like, build a couple of things, and then you just sit there and wait. That's it. But we're almost done. We're almost done. I just gotta wait for. Oh man, I gotta relook that. Oh man, I don't even remember half these things. It's like, oh man, you have to have like 6 soldiers, and it's like, wow, didn't remember that. Build a roller coaster. Already did it, and now we're almost done. Now we're gonna get a thing. Now we're gonna get like, oh. See, now at the bottom there, plus 50,000 followers for free. You don't have to do anything. And now we're going to get one more thing that's going to give us like, yep, 100,000 followers for free. And that's it. I won. That's it. Success, guys. That's it. I'll see you guys. Man, when am I going to see you guys? I guess I'll see you soon. All right. Bye.